Hello. Well, I have some news. We talked about a little earlier at a reception that sometimes people say going to the movies can be, if you don't go with someone or at a film festival, can be sort of a lonely exploit. And sometimes people go to the movies to escape and may have a lonely heart, and they're yearning for that person to hold or to hold hands with in a movie. Well, I have some good news. I have some healing news for your heart, because at film festivals and film classes, you can also find that person you're looking for. We have people, you know, who met at Rogers film class in Chicago at the University of Chicago, Chuck and Eileen, and they've been married for about 18 or 19 years now. And we actually went to their wedding. And they had those hearts that were yearning, and they learned in Roger's class to see good films, challenging films, and that helped them find a better mate. So coming to the film festival is good for you. There was a couple, I don't know if they're here this year, they met here at Ebertfest and got married, and I hope they're still together. You know, sometimes some of the movies get a little too challenging. I've also learned today that Ebertfest is responsible for, I thought the young lads from Oregon were our youngest film goers, but there is Cameron Poland, who is 3 months old, who was conceived during Ebertfest. So make sure, if you have one of those hearts yearning, talk to people, and you never know what might happen. Oh, wait a minute, not in the theater though, please. Not in the Virginia theater. Okay, we have some other good news. You know that the volcanic ash was responsible for several of our films not having filmmakers. And we had to give you some, sad news. Walter Murch, who was coming with Apocalypse Now, can't make it tonight. And some people were really particularly looking forward to Barbet Schroeder coming in from Paris, who did Reversal of Fortune, and who would be here with Barfly, whose flight was canceled. He got another plane. He's here. Yeah. And we also have the director of Trucker, James Modern. He's here as well, so that's good news. They've asked me to mention that we were talking about how the t-shirts this year are the best ever. They have Roger's drawing and, that extra stretchy double cotton that you can wash forever and it looks good, but they sold out. So I think if you see someone, I think they can order some for you if you want them. That's just one little housekeeping item. The other thing that I forgot to mention, oh no, I think I did mention, and you'll see it in your program booklet. Some of the regulars know that you can eat in tents across from the theater and also different places around town. I think I mentioned the Cowboy Monkey, Jim Gould's, name some places. Okay, yes, lots of them. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Now what you're here for, and I better get to it, you know why? Because this movie is long. Roger wrote about Apocalypse Now, "More than ever, it is clear that Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now is one of the great films of all time. It shames modern Hollywood's timidity. To watch it is to feel yourself lifted up to the heights where the cinema can take you, but so rarely does. The film is a mirror reflecting our feelings about the war in Vietnam in all their complexity and sadness. To those who wrote me defending the banality of Pearl Harbor, I wrote back, see Apocalypse Now and reflect on the difference." The movie comes to us now in a new version, 49 minutes longer than the original. Okay? The most unexpected thing about the Redux may not be the restored version, however, but the new Technicolor dye-transferred prints. The physical look of the film is therefore voluptuous and saturated. This is what would be at risk with digital projection. Coppola also pushes the envelope with the remastered soundtrack, and I was reminded of the film's world premiere at Cannes in 1979 when the old Palais was so filled with light and sound that I felt enveloped. The helicopters in the famous village assault could first be heard behind me and then passed overhead, and yes, there were people who involuntarily ducked. We are so privileged to have back with us this year Professor David Bordwell, and he is going to be with us to do a little intro of the film, and afterwards he's going to conduct the Q&A. I have to give you a little warning in advance that the movie is going to be seen tonight without an intermission. So we know that some of you may have to, when nature calls, you may have to answer. And some of you may just tell nature, come back later. But please help me welcome Professor David Bordwell.